Welcome in, everybody, to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the only Suicide Squad member to host his own podcast, the one, the only, Ren. What's going on, my man?
I survived.
One of the few to survive. If you were a Suicide Squad member, what would be your weird power? Because I noticed that all of them have like the weirdest powers by far.
I don't know. Maybe like every time I blink, because I blink a lot, I stopped time or something.
So it's just constantly like, what? Yeah, just little little micro stops. That would be pretty funny, actually. I like it.
My life is like stop motion.
I think that's hilarious. I think that's a great power. I would actually think that's a good character. I'd be down for that.
What would yours be?
Let's see. So I don't handle carbs very well. They make me kind of phlegmy. So maybe I could be like Phlegm Man, and I could just like hawk like super powerful loogies, but I'd have to like pound a bunch of bread and cake or something first.
Nice.
Like very specific.
It reminds me of a character in My Hero Academia, the anime.
Oh, yeah.
His superhero name is Sugar Rush. And every time he intakes sugar, he gets like extra strong. Sugar Rush.
There you go. I'd be like the carbonator. Give me all your carbs. And I would just jam all the breads into my gullet.
Then somebody like gives you keto bread. He's like,
no, I have no powers. Get in the chopper. So yeah, that would that would be my power. So what's going on, my man? What have you been up to?
Not much, man. It's been super hot lately. Trying to stay cool.
Hot as balls.
Yeah, I think my AC's going on. If you can hear it, my bad.
Oh yeah. Hey, everybody, suck it up. We're broadcasting from the northwest, and the Pacific Northwest right now is having some insanely hot days. This is our second round of heat waves, so they can all suck it up and listen to a little bit of air conditioning so you don't die.
Yeah, plus there's like wildfires going on too. A little air's a little smoky.
Yeah, it's getting kind of nasty out. I was curious, if I'm gonna look it up. I wonder what this year's heat index looks like compared to previous years. Like, is this the hottest year we've ever had in Oregon, or does it just seem like that because we're in the middle of it?
Yeah, maybe once it's over you can compare, but it's kind of like it's repeating itself from last year. Like, damn it,
I know.
Deja vu now.
Well, I was reading this thing about climate change for those who believe. They were saying fake news. They were basically saying that our temperature is going to go up 1.5 degrees every 8 to 10 years. And there's no sign of it going down. We've kind of passed that hurdle. There's no way for us to kind of fix it. So where we're at right now, in another 8 years, will be another degree and a half hotter. And I think they'd go the degree and a half because sometimes it'll be a little cooler, sometimes it'll be a little hotter, but we're basically inching our way up to being really, really hot.
We're going to be like those TV shows where we live in the dome.
Yeah, it'll be like Mad Max, right? Everybody will decide to paint their faces white and screw spikes on their like Toyota Corollas and run around and drive into each other.
And then water becomes the money. Whoever controls the water.
Who controls the water is king. It'll be me, Carbohydrate Man.
Oh, speaking of water, I've been getting back into fishing lately too.
Fishing,
yeah. Not like my little beta fish, but actual fishing.
So what do you fish for, and where do you fish?
We live like an hour away from the ocean.
Yeah.
So we usually go to the ocean, go fish right off the shore, get some like surf perch.
Nice. How has it been going? Been catching any?
Yeah, last week we went. I got nothing, but my dad and my mother-in-law got a few.
Oh, nice. How big are surf perch? Are they 12 inches?
Yeah, it ranges from like maybe 8 to like 12, 14.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just like white meat fish.
I love white fish. That's the best kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing some fishing too. We just had a salmon fishing trip this last weekend. And I've been salmon fishing a bunch of times, and normally I don't have a ton of luck. I'm not the best salmon fisherman, but man, we killed it. It was awesome. We caught, you're only allowed 2 apiece. There were 4 of us, actually 5 of us on the boat. And so we caught all keepers. We caught 10 salmon right there. Nice. And then we caught another 6 to 8, what they call natives, The ones that haven't had their fins clipped, you can't keep. So we had to throw those back. So we were catching fish all day long. It was fun.
Fish on,
Fish
man.
ons. So we got mad salmon at our house.
Been eating shan salmon for days. Yeah, salmon's like one of the few fish that I can eat. Like usually, I don't really eat a lot of fish.
Yeah. Well, salmon's like the high end fish that you always get in like restaurants and things like that. And so
Yeah,
it's kind of cool that we can just fish for it here locally.
I mean, for me, I hate to admit this, but I enjoy fish. I'm just so lazy to like pick out the bones. it's like
Oh, right.
it's like the worst part. If like my wife picks out all the bones for me, I would totally eat it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, salmon's not too bad with the bones. It definitely has a few pin bones. The one that's bad is I also catch a lot of trout, rainbow trout,
Oh
and
yeah.
dear lord, yeah, you'll spend half a day picking out bones out of that thing.
Yeah. When I eat trout, I usually like take the meat and like mush it into little balls to make
Oh,
sure there's
smart.
no make sure there's no bones.
I mean, honestly, you can probably consume those little itty bitty fish bones won't hurt you. But yeah, I get why it's a pain in the butt.
That's probably why I'm so flaming, so much bone stuck in there. Like, ugh.
Flim thing's mine. Don't steal my superpower. It's my superpower.
Blink,
Uh,
blink.
blink, blink, blink. What else you been up to?
I've been designing. I mean, I'm always designing.
Yeah,
Been working on our Patreon, and I actually finished my sister's Patreon doing her YouTube food stuff.
that's
Got
awesome.
got her banner going, got her little icons for her. What do you call those? Those tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, got those going for her. So, and I think what I enjoy doing is just the graphics part. And whenever we get jobs, they're always like, "Can you do this? Can you print this? Can you make this whole website?" I'm like, "Ah, man, that's just I just want to be. I just want to stick to graphics. Like that's my specialty."
Yeah, graphics is the most fun because you're totally being creative at that point, and you're creating something new. Whereas some of the other part is just definitely more work. And so I get where you're coming from.
Yes, I've been doing that. It's pretty cool. She just launched it today, so I'm curious to see how that goes for her.
And you were saying in past episodes that your sister has just a boatload of followers on YouTube.
Oh yeah, like thousands. Like I think in there, probably half a mil.
That's amazing. So yeah, I'd be curious to see how many of those followers are willing to pay. What's her tiers look like? Does she have like really inexpensive, or is it more spendy, or how does she kind of decide on what she was going to charge?
It's pretty low on the low end. I think it's because she's still new to
Yeah,
Patreon too, and she doesn't really know like what to expect out of it.
sure. Yeah, that
So
makes
it's kind of
sense.
like you're just kind of testing the waters. It's kind of like us, right?
Yeah. And speaking of new Patreon, I mean, has there ever been a better segue? Yeah, so we are launching our own Patreon for Audionots. Everybody should think about maybe joining our Patreon because we're also going to have 3 tiers. The minimal tier, is you get to get episodes early. So you join the minimal tier, you're going to get episodes. We decide 3 days early.
Yeah, I think I'll release it Friday night since we record on Thursdays.
Ooh, that's hot because how often are we talking about something and like we're given this like, oh, this is gonna happen today or tomorrow, and then like by the time you listen to it, it happened 4 days ago, and
Yeah,
so now you got to be like basically real time.
yeah, because like I've been releasing them on Mondays, and sometimes Sunday nights. When I'm like not as lazy,
Yeah,
and then I've noticed that we got a few audio nuts listening on Sundays too. So I'm like, whoa,
nice, very nice. So those guys
shout
should
out.
definitely, yeah, they
Yeah.
should definitely sign up for the early release tier. And so our second tier is going to be that you get a shout out. So it's just a little bit more. You also get the early episodes. And now you get the shout out. We're gonna call you out by whatever you want to be called. Your God-given name, your internet name, your porn star name, whatever it is you want. We're happy to give you that respect.
Stripper name, man, whatever you want, man.
Yeah, whatever you want. We're happy to do it. And then our third tier is you get to actually be a show contributor. So if you're listening and you're like, man, I'd really like to hear what these dip squats have to say on this topic, we're happy for you to kick in an idea and we will talk about it. We will make sure to highlight it. We'll also give you the props. So you're getting the shout out, you're getting the contribution, and you're getting it early before everybody else. So the third tier is probably the best one. But yeah, any Patreon investment is going to be a good investment.
Yeah, because I think we've been doing this for a while, and I went back to our very first few episodes, and like, man,
Yeah,
we've come a long
we
way.
sucked.
Imagine us putting on our Patreon right when we started. Like, these guys are terrible.
They're terrible.
They're
And I've
still terrible.
seen yeah, we're still mediocre. We went from terrible to mediocre. But hey, mediocre, if you like it, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
I've been listening to a ton of indie podcasts, and man, it ranges. There are some people that are like they're great. Like we were talking about last episode compared to the $60 million lady. There's some indie podcasts out there that I think we're kind of striving to be like. They're just really good. They're people who enjoy doing it. They put the time, the effort, and they try to really pay attention to their quality, things like that. And I
yeah,
think that we do all those things. And then there are a few that just kind of like show up and do whatever, and it's not so great. And they're charging all sorts of money for their Patreon. And I'm like, who's paying for this? You guys suck. So it's like some people have it together and some not so much.
yeah. Like whatever. What I've learned from watching porn is that there's a fetish for everything. So if they're doing bad, there's always people that enjoys that. It doesn't matter what they do.
You think there's a bad podcast fetish? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. Like they're getting Patreon donors.
Maybe we can get some of those people. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're mediocre. Is there a mediocre podcast fetish? Like you're just like getting on it, like rubbing your toes, and like,
Yeah.
oh, give me that mediocre podcasting.
Their sounds terrible. It reminds me of that one episode of Rick and Morty where those people from hell hate
Oh, yeah,
Jerry's.
yeah. You have to like insult them, but they love being insulted. And
Yeah,
Jerry's so monotonous that they love it so much.
they're feeding off of his. Like, yeah, so good.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's yeah. So if you're the demons from hell, this is the podcast you should listen to on Patreon. Give us a buck.
Yeah, well, the best part about it is we're not really asking for much. It's just kind of like a donation to where it helps us make our stuff better, and we could actually uh, pay for some stuff to make it better. So
Exactly. So
yeah,
that's pretty much all what everybody's doing on Patreon. You're not making money to go out and like live a lavish life by any means.
yeah,
You're getting just enough coin to maybe help fix one of these things. Like, oh man, I'd really like to get new headphones, that kind of stuff. And
yeah,
so it's not going to make anybody rich by any means. So you should invest. It's inexpensive to do so.
yeah. But damn, look at us matching headphones, gamer
Yeah.
chairs. It looks like we made it.
It should be noted that these are not my headphones. These are Kid Danger's headphones. He actually got these for his birthday because I told him how dope yours were and that they connect really well to the gaming PCs. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I want some of those. And so his grandma bought these for him. It was amazing. She bought them on, let's just say, a Thursday, and they showed up on Friday. It was a super
Yeah.
quick turnaround. I was shocked at how quickly they showed up, but I like them. They look pretty slick. I feel like I'm really fancy now.
Damn, shout out to Grandma Danger.
Yeah, Grandma Danger is the best. She got the hookup.
See, if you were a Patreon, that could have been you.
Could have been you. You want to see the other thing that? So I'm not an anime guy, but Kid Danger's an anime guy. Hopefully, I don't break it. So
It.
just to the right of me, he's got this weird statue of this anime bro. So anybody who's watching on the YouTubes can see this. Let's see if I can pull it back here. See this guy? He's like he's like Captain Three Swords. He's got like three swords for some reason, and he's like this whole statue figure. But yeah, Kid Danger loves this stuff.
Yeah, he's from the anime called One Piece.
Okay, but he's got three pieces, so I don't know what they're looking for there.
But you combine all three and he gets one.
Yeah, he's got three swords. I asked Kid Danger, I go, how does he use three swords? He's like, sometimes he holds one in his mouth.
You know what we should do? We should start our own little TikTok Audionots.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Because I'm on there with my fish now.
Yeah.
And I'm always seeing people like post their room, post their toys. and it's amazing how cool the room looks. They're like, look at this new figurine I bought, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Oh, we should
oh,
totally
that's
do that. I got
dope.
all sorts of garbage in this room
Yeah,
that would be fun to show off.
each toy could be a video, you know, like bam, 15 seconds, let's go.
All right, let's do it. I'm so down for that. So not only are you getting a Patreon, you're gonna get a TikTok of Audio Nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's start the show. I think it's time. Let's do the healthy stream. Over on Disney Plus, did you watch it? The big premiere of What If, Marvel's What If.
sure did. Watched it
You sure
opening night, opening day.
opening
Yeah,
day? Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. What'd you think? What'd you think about What If?
After watching it, I gave it a little, a very, very big meh.
Oh, honestly, I have to agree with you. Of all the Marvel content they've given us on Disney Plus so far, this is my least favorite. It doesn't mean I don't like it, but it did feel kind of exactly the way you explained it. Kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. I didn't hate it, but it was, you know, it's just like this is it.
My biggest problem with it was I felt it was too short. So I have two issues with it. My number one issue is that it felt like it could have been an hour and they just kind of rushed it. It was like so fast. I like the story was fine. I kind of like the story. The first episode is about Captain Carter. So Peggy Carter gets the super serum rather than Captain America. And
Steve
so
Rogers.
Stevie, little Stevie Rogers. And so I was excited about the idea, but because they had to get it done in like 26 minutes, it felt like I was watching a recap of an actual show.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of, like, you know, since it's like a shell shading animation.
Yes.
It's kind of like if you're playing a what if video game, and it gave you
Yes.
the very, like, a quick backstory of Captain Carter, and that's
That's
what you get.
exactly what it was. Yeah. So that was my second issue is it felt I didn't like the animation. So the animation I felt like works when you see it in like little clips on the interwebs. So when you're on your Twitters and stuff and you see like a little clip, you're like, that's kind of cool. But then when you watch like a full half hour of it, you're like, it's kind of flat and boring. And it does, just like you said, it feels like the in-between portion of a video game.
I think for me, when I see people review it, they're like, it's a masterpiece, you know, it's the best one yet. I'm like, is this your first time watching like animation or cartoon? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, it's like, because
That
you
might be
know,
part of it.
because like I've grown up watching animation, anime, cartoon, all that stuff, you know, so I'm used to watching it.
Hmm.
And this year particularly, everybody's doing cartoons.
Yeah, they're
So
big time right now.
yeah, it's kind of like it's that time where people are using it because they have to, because in the pandemic, you know, sort
Yeah.
of thing. So it's like it's so great, you know.
I
Okay,
think, yeah, that's just Marvel, bro. I feel like Marvel, bro, like will love anything. Like you have Snyder, bro, and they think Snyder's like the God and he can do no wrong. And then Marvel, bro, is just like they love everything. And honestly, I love Marvel. It's probably one of my favorite entities of like entertainment, but they have a lot of misses. It's silly to pretend like they don't miss as much as they hit, you
yeah,
know? And so this is not necessarily a miss, but it's kind of like right there in the middle. It's the of all the Marvel shows they've given us, it's not the best one. However, I would say the one caveat to that is the fact that it is an anthology series. So it's possible that it might be one of these shows where some episodes are way better than others.
yeah.
And I don't know yet until we see them.
And maybe it might work as a whole too. So you're like, wait,
Yeah.
it is a masterpiece. We're idiots.
That'd be okay too if somehow they can tie it all together and it makes a lot of sense. What
Yeah,
I was kind of wondering is if they're just using it so later on in future Marvel things, when a Captain Carter all of a sudden shows up, we're not surprised by it. We're like, oh snap, I remember her from What If.
yeah. I think they're just kind of like getting the audience used to the multiverse too. It's kind of like,
Yes.
this is the multiverse. You know, anything can happen. In case you're wondering.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, I do like the concept. I think it's fun how they have a lot of interesting stories. But yeah, it just left me wanting more. So if I was gonna give it a rating on the famous Audio Nut 1 to 10 scale, I would give it right in the middle for this first episode, 5 nuts.
Wow. That's very average. Mine is a solid 4.
Oh, so you're even below average.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there you go. I still suggest everybody give What If a try, but just kind of know going in that it's not the best thing they've made
yeah.
so far.
And this is just for the one episode.
Yeah,
So
one episode,
yeah,
single episode, because the next one might be amazing. We've seen
yeah,
some like teases of what we're gonna get in the future. We know we're gonna get kind of a Star Lord Black Panther crossover. We're gonna get some zombie Avengers, and so there's some
yeah.
things coming up that are a little bit more thrilling than maybe Captain Carter. Even though Captain Carter was pretty cool, but you pointed out off air that she was kind of OP, which was surprising. Like she was way stronger than Captain America.
Yeah, doing all sorts of flips and jumping super high. It's probably because it's an animation and not like in the movies they're able to do that. But it's kind of like you never see like Cap do that, you
No,
know?
never. No.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It is what it is. So we'll wait and see what happens in the following episodes. Also, I don't really have a lot of other things on Disney Plus, but I do have some really minor Disney news. I saw that Shang-Chi is, said today that it's only going to be available on theaters. So you're not going to be able to get this one on the Disney premiere. Um, I,
Nice.
I'm curious if that's because of Scarlett Johansson.
I don't want to
Maybe.
get sued again.
Yeah, they don't want to get sued by Simu Lee. And then Disney is doing this thing right now where they're revamping really old TV shows and movies and saying, look, we remade it. You should enjoy it. Like we talked last week about Turner and Hooch, how they kind of redid that. Well, I just saw two trailers. One trailer was for a Wonder Years reboot. And Wonder Years was a favorite show of mine when I was a kid. But it had Winnie Cooper. In fact, my dog's named Winston. We call him Winnie Cooper, Harry Pooper. So he's named after the show. But yeah, Wonder Years was a great show growing up, and it looks kind of interesting. So this time it's a black family, and it's voiced by Don Cheadle. So that's kind of cool, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to Wonder Years. However, they've got another one called based off of the old Doogie Howser sitcom. And Doogie Howser, you may remember, is Neil. What's his face? Neil.
Patrick Harris.
Yes, Neil Patrick Harris, who is an amazing actor. He's everything he's done is a win in my book. And he started off as a kid on Doogie Howser as like a high school doctor. He was so
Yeah.
smart he became a doctor in high school. And so they've revamped Doogie Howser, and now it's called, I'm going to probably butcher the name because that's also what we're famous for, Doogie Kamaloha. Is my best guess. It looks like she's maybe Hawaiian. And so
No,
they've cast a young lady, and she's in high school, and she becomes a young doctor. And for some reason, she's still nicknamed Doogie. Is Doogie just maybe like a nickname for doctor? I don't even know. I thought Doogie was the kid's name from the original one.
I have no idea.
I don't know, but they just show the tiniest bit of it and it looks terrible, but maybe it'll be better than it looks. So, Wonder Years, thumbs up. Doogie Kamaloha, wavering towards the down.
Cool.
Over on Netflix, they gave us a Stranger Things 4 teaser. What'd you think about that?
It was kind of like a recap
Mm-hmm.
and in a mix of new footage.
Right.
So
It,
it's I
they
don't
don't
really
give
know.
you a lot.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about it.
It almost feels though like they're setting it up to be the fourth and final season. So that part I do like because I think because they took the time, like you said, to recap a bunch of it. They're almost saying, "Hey, this is it. This is the end." And so I think that's the part you're supposed to be excited about is this is the finale.
The thing that bothered me the most was it comes out in 2022. Why is so long?
Yeah, I
Damn.
don't know. It's like forever
Uh,
away. Uh, I don't know. It has to be COVID related, is all I can figure, because that is
yeah.
a huge delay. I'm curious. Could you tell from the trailer? Did they give us any like hints on what holiday they'll be launching on? Because the first three seasons have all been launched during different holidays, and I know we've tried to guess in the past, but I didn't catch maybe what they're doing this year.
Well, I didn't really see like a lot of new footage to see anything. Like I saw Hopper in like a very vibrant jacket.
Right?
Uh, I don't know.
I don't know either. You're better at catching these Easter eggs than me, and I thought, well, maybe because the first one was Christmas. Then we had what, Halloween, and
Halloween.
one of them was 4th of July. So we've had those three holidays so far. So you got what, Thanksgiving, Easter, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day might be kind of fun. They're finally falling in love, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, my vote's for Valentine's Day. That's it.
me
That's
too. That makes the most sense. I don't have anything else for Netflix, but you told us last episode that you were gonna watch Transformers Beast Wars. Did you watch any of it yet?
Oh yeah, I'm almost done. I've
Let's
been
hear it. You got to give us the review because I haven't seen it.
It's if you're a fan of the old one like me, and then this one is weird as
In a good way or a bad way?
in a bad way. Like
Oh, bummer.
yeah, because for me, Prime's voice is very distinctive, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the third show in the timeline because it begins in Cybertron, right? And they fight, and then they go onto like a space, and then they time travel to Earth,
Oh, okay.
and on Earth there's the Beast Wars, which is the Maximals and the Predacons,
Yeah.
and they are the future Optimus Prime and his crew, and future Megatron and his crew. And so the present day Prime that we know, the truck,
Yeah, the truck. Yeah.
yeah, they stumble upon Earth, and then he sees his future self as a gorilla, and you're like, what's going on here? And then the voicing on the Beast Wars people is like such a bad choice of actors and
Oh,
actresses. Like, man, because he's supposed to be Prime, and Prime is the truck, but yet they have to use another voice to voice they call him Primal.
yeah.
And I was like, this is so bad. And I think in my head, everybody's voice just sound like this way, and
Doesn't sound right.
it doesn't sound right.
Primal's kind of clever though for the name.
Yeah, if he's Optimus Primal, and
Yeah. Well, that
Gorilla is
sucks.
pretty cool. I mean, they look cool, but then just the storyline of it, it's kind of weird.
Just kind of hard to follow. Just your description was hard to follow.
Yeah, like I enjoy watching it, but it should have been its own thing and not like time travel stuff.
What would you rate it? Scale of 1 to 10.
Look wise, solid 8.
Oh, okay.
Story wise, like a 3 or 4.
So what's that give it? What's that make it overall if you combine the two? A
4.
5? 4? That's 2 4s in a row. You're not
Yeah,
having very good luck with your cartoons.
I know.
Was there anything else on Netflix you wanted to highlight before I move?
Uh, Not really.
Cool. Over on Hulu,
Hula.
Hula, there is a brand new show we talked about, and I've watched 95% of it, and it's called Reservation Dogs. This is that Taika Waititi Native American show. And I keep getting distracted because we got a lot going on at home. Kid Danger's playing football. I'm having to run around everywhere. But the most of it that I saw, this show is great. I really like it. It's pretty. If you like Taika's sensibilities and his sense of humor, you're gonna like Reservation Dogs. It follows, I think, the main characters, about four young, like teenage Native American kids, and they're a bunch of hoodlums, and they're doing bad things, and they're trying to rob and steal and get this money so they can move away. But one of them is having second thoughts about being a bad kid, and he's trying to maybe like correct his ways, and he keeps getting like injured and hurt, and seeing this kind of like this older native vision that comes on a horse and
Yeah.
gives him hilarious advice. It's super funny. And so it definitely leans more towards the drama side, but has like the most biting Taika Waititi jokes ever. So I really enjoy it so far.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I've been trying really hard to watch it, but every time I'm not ready to watch something, it's like, oh, I gotta watch this other one first.
Yeah. I've only seen the first episode, so it's hard to rate. I'd give it a solid 7 right now. It's
Ooh.
definitely better than average. I have a feeling that rating could even go up, but I am kind of biased towards everything Taika does because it's always like it's so my sense of humor. And I don't know, not everybody likes that kind of darker, droll humor, but if you do, you can't go wrong with anything he makes.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna like it too.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. One other quick note on Hulu is season 2 of The Great is coming out on November 19th. They have a trailer for it. I didn't ask you to watch the trailer for this because I know you didn't see the first season, But the Great is the one that follows Catherine the Great as she tries to kill the king and become in charge of Russia. And it's really funny. And so, if someone's looking for a show that you would not expect to be good, this is that show. So, season two, you probably have plenty of time to watch season one before season two comes out. And I recommend The Great. The Great's a solid 8, in my opinion. I enjoy it.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. Super good. Um, Over on HBO Max, we gotta talk about the big one, Suicide Squad. Squad up! Suicide Squad came out. I watched it. I loved it. What did you think about Suicide Squad?
It it was so random, so messy, and
Over the top.
I love every little bit of it.
Yeah, it is absolutely the most James Gunn movie ever. It is really over the top. It's gory.
Yeah,
It's like a slasher
extra
film.
gory.
Yeah, really gory, super silly, and like really, really funny.
Yeah, I think my favorite part about it was that James Gunn literally took the title and let's make a Suicide Squad movie. Yeah, I ain't afraid to kill anybody, you know?
Yeah, he's like they're called the Suicide Squad, and so
Yeah,
yeah, we won't ruin it for anybody, but let's just say he kills a lot of the characters. Very few make it to the end.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the title speaks for itself.
Yeah, and I found myself. I don't know which characters were your favorites, but I went in thinking that I'm really gonna like Peacemaker because he'd been getting a lot of the love early on. I thought I'm really gonna like Bloodsport, and then I did like those characters. It's not that I disliked them, but I kind of expected to like them.
Yeah.
I really ended up liking the Rat Catcher too, and Polka Dot Man. I was surprised at how deep they made Polka Dot Man, and I did not expect that.
Yeah. I'm a superhero. Those mom jokes were hilarious.
Oh my god! So I don't think this will ruin anything too much, but Polka Dot Man hates his mother because of what she did to him at a young age, and so everything he sees looks like his mom, and so they would superimpose his mom's face on stuff, and they would always get him fired up by saying, "Who is that? Who is that? It's your mom."
It's your mom.
It was so good. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. King Shark was amazing. It was as funny as I'd hoped it would be. I thought the visuals were super good. The plot itself is kind of silly, nothing to really write home
Yeah.
about, but I did
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Then the visuals were so good that when they do close up shots of King Shark, he looks
Yeah,
so real. He gave him emotions with the like black beady eyes. Like, damn,
yeah,
that's legit.
yeah. It's the realest Sylvester Stallone has looked in a while.
Yeah,
So
for
good on
sure.
James Gunn for that CGI. So that was amazing. But yeah, no, I would say Suicide Squad for me is honestly a top 5 DCU movie because it's not my very favorite, but it's definitely top 5.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
I was tr- th-
the reason why I liked it so much is the storytelling of it. Like, I hate it when the first one at the beginning they give you like a backstory of each character. This is this person. This is this person. You know.
yeah,
And this one, the introduction and then the moments of each character is like, segued into the movie without stopping the whole plot development sort of thing.
exactly. They didn't like say we're going to introduce everybody at the beginning and then you'll have to just know it. And they were like, yeah, we're going to tell you the story and you're going to learn as you go progressively, which is a way better version of storytelling.
Yeah, because like for example, they didn't tell Ratcatcher 2's backstory until like towards the end, and then we're like, wait, is that who I think it is?
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, without giving it away, speaking of my favorite bro, he may
Yeah,
make an appearance.
give
So,
me
yeah,
take me a second. I'm like, hold on.
I was like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I'm just like pointing. I'm like, oh, I'm like, hey, look who it is. But yeah, it was great. Great film. I would give it an 8.5. I liked it a lot. It's very good.
Oh man, me, it's a solid 9.
Nice. Very nice. What if you were gonna rank it with your DC movies, which movies are ahead of it? You don't have to rank them necessarily in order, but which movies are better than this version of the Suicide Squad?
Um, Wait, is Batman part of DCU?
Yeah, I mean, to me, let's just go DC movies.
Well, for me, Dark Knight,
Yes.
my number one.
Is that the one with
Uh,
the Joker? The one with the
yeah,
Joker is my all-time
yeah,
favorite DC
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Dark Knight. Wait,
Yeah.
is it Dark? Yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah. What else is there?
Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman is still probably one of my tops. Shazam, I think falls right behind this. I like Shazam, but I actually like Suicide Squad better.
I think
Uh,
Shazam is like number five for me.
yes, yeah, agreed. The other like the only Batman I didn't like was the one with Bane. So the very first Batman I actually liked quite a bit.
I think Suicide Squad is my number two behind Batman.
Oh, I'd put it three. So I'd go Joker, Batman, Wonder Woman, then this version of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, me, little switcheroo.
Yeah. So either way, if you like DC stuff, you should go see this movie. If you don't like DC stuff, you should go see this movie. It's the most marvelly DC movie made yet, by far.
Oh yeah, because you got a Marvel director.
Yeah, and they're doing that. Like I saw some clickbait headline that's like Taika Waititi jumping to DCU, and really he's just looking to make a DC movie too. And I'm like, this is awesome. This is good for everybody. If you're a comic book fan, it's good that these kind of really fun, great directors are willing to jump around and just make good movies.
Yeah, they even had a crossover with Mantis too.
Yeah, you said that. I didn't even see it until you showed me the picture. I missed it. What scene was that you saw her?
When they were going to the bar to go meet up with the thinker,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
yeah,
she was
yeah.
like dancing up there.
Nice.
It's
That's
probably
awesome.
you probably missed it because she didn't have her makeup, and she got thick.
Yeah, she did
I'm like,
look thick.
whoa.
Yeah, when you showed me the picture, I still didn't recognize you. You showed me that picture, I'd be like, no, that's not the mantis.
Yeah, because the Mantis in real life, she looks kind of weird.
Yeah, she's more weird looking than the alien version of
Yeah.
herself. Yeah. So yeah, great movie. Everybody should watch the Suicide Squad. It's on HBO Max now. You can still see it in the theater. It's a win.
Oh,
Um,
made my list. Dark Knight, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder, and then Shazam.
oh, so it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League is definitely a top 10 for me, but just because of its sheer length, it doesn't make the top five because I'm easily, as you can tell by how fast I like to talk, I'd get way too bored when a movie's 4 hours long.
I mean, man, I want to enjoy like 8 hours of the movie.
That's good. That's good. A lot of people did. Snyder Bros loved it. It was so much Snyder they didn't know what to do with themselves. Also on HBO Max, I've watched a few more episodes of Wellington Paranormal. This is another Taika Waititi television show. We've mentioned it in the past, and I'm going to continue to mention it every episode until everybody in the world watches it because this show is hilarious. I watched a newest episode today at lunch, and by new I mean new to HBO Max. It's been out for like 3 or 4 years, but it was killing me because every episode they pick a different supernatural thing, and this episode was about zombies, and we've talked how much we enjoy zombies. It was so freaking funny. It may be the funniest episode yet.
I think I got advertised that.
Yeah, you should watch it. So where I give Reservation Dogs a 7.5 because I just haven't seen enough, I would straight up give Wellington Paranormal a 9. It's just hilarious. This guy, he doesn't miss. I swear to God.
Damn, I gotta put that on my list.
Yeah, watch it. It's short. They're only like 25-minute episodes. But yeah, they just do so many funny things. I'll give you one small scene that was cracking me up in today's episode. There was a zombie outbreak, and a couple of the police had become zombies, but their version of zombies, they still kind of follow their normal day-to-day routines, even though they're zombies. And so they were trying to catch these cop zombies by pretending to do a mugging. So one cop was pretending to mug another cop, and the one cop is like a straight native New Zealander, so he's got dark skin, and he's like, "Get over here, you brown bugger." The guy that was pretending to mug him, which was another cop, and the guy's like, "Oh, you go racial." It was just so funny the way they did it because it came out of like nowhere. It had nothing to do with anything, and it was just hilarious.
Are we
I
okay?
loved it.
Are we okay to say that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just repeating what the show said. It was
Yeah.
funny, so funny. Speaking of cops, I have one last TV tidbit before we move on. The final season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine is here. So if you have NBC or the Peacock or any of those types of things, it's literally on right now if you want to see the first episode.
Damn, I'm so behind, dude. There's so much shows. That's like one of my favorite shows, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to watch that.
it's a great show. You need to catch up and watch it because I mean it's the last season, so you know they're going to go all out.
Yeah, Die Hard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick break, and on the flip side of the break, we have some tasty trailers and some news jacuzzi. See you guys. Bye. Need affordable graphic design? VisualAntiDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualAntiDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project. And we're back. So I don't have a ton of tasty trailers today, but I have some really strange ones. That's for dang sure. I noticed that we're already kind of getting into the season of scary movies and scary television shows. Tomorrow, because you guys get it late, if you had the Patreon, it wouldn't be so late. But tomorrow in our time is Friday the 13th. So it only makes sense that they would release a lot of scary trailers. But my first one has to do with a Netflix television show called Midnight Mass. What did you think about the Midnight Mass trailer?
Hold on. Is this the one that's like by haunting your Hill House?
Yes,
That
that's the
one?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
one looks creepy.
It looks good. It has a guy I really like. Did you ever watch Friday Night Lights?
No.
So Friday Night Lights is one of my all-time favorite television shows. It follows high school football players. It's one of the best dramas I've ever seen. But Matt Saracen was the character's name. He was the star quarterback on Friday Night Lights. He's like the nerdy kid that became the star quarterback. He's the main guy in this show. He looks a lot like the dude from Umbrella Academy, I think.
Yeah, like a
But
skinny version of him.
yeah, they could totally play brothers in something. And so I was real excited. Like immediately when I saw that actor was cast as the main character, I got excited. And then when I saw the dude from iZombie pop in, that Raul guy,
Ravi?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm so in. This show looks super good. I'm so down for it.
Yeah, because like Bly Manor wasn't that great.
Right.
Hill House is really good. And this gave me more like that creepy, chilling Hill House vibe.
Well, yeah, they're saying that it's supposed to be a better as far as a lot of the other types of stuff. So it looks pretty good. The synopsis reads Midnight Mass tells the tale of a small, isolated island community whose existence divisions are amplified by the return of a disgraced young man. And that guy is the Friday Night Lights bro, and the arrival of a charismatic priest. When Father Paul's appearance on Crockett Island coincides with the unexplained and the seemingly miraculous events of renewed religious fervor take hold of the community, but these miracles come at a price. So you got this
Yes.
weird, like, demonic priest, which is always like great news. I love it. That's always like the best.
Well, like the one scene where he's in bed and he's looking out, and then you see what he sees with this like creepy ass lady. Oh shit.
Yeah. It was almost like a video game lady or something. It was
Yeah.
weird. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on in that
She looked
scene.
like she was glitchy or something. It was weird.
Yes, like she was glitching. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, a lot of times these shows look cooler than they end up being because they did a really good job with the trailer. It had your typical horror like violin that's like, and then they do this thing I've seen a lot lately where they have somebody just the word repeating over and over again. I'm like, what is this? But I'm into it.
And like they do a lot of like sound effects too, where it makes a noise and it constantly does that noise, sort of thing.
Yes,
And it
yeah.
just like
That
it's scarier and scarier. And so it's like it gets that auditory thing, like, damn.
Yeah, give a lot of props to these like sound engineers that have learned how to make these trailers so much more intense by, like you said, they're literally building sound experience that intensifies as the trailer runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm super down for Midnight Mass. So Midnight Mass is on Netflix and it premieres fairly soon, September 24th. So we're about a month and a half away from that
Yeah.
bad boy. My next trailer is also, I think it's a horror movie. I'm pretty sure it's a horror movie. It's by the studio A24. A24, we mentioned not too long ago that they've made a lot of different horror films, but their newest one is Lamb. And Lamb looks to be like the psychopathic indie version of Sweet Tooth. What was your take on Lamb?
Yeah, after I watched it, I'm like, two things that's happening here.
Yeah,
Like, who after Lamb, or or is
yeah,
she
had
gonna, or is she being like the lady from The Servant, where she lost her baby, and then the lamb is like her new baby, and this is how she sees the lamb. You know?
it's so weird. I
It,
can't tell what the hell's going on. It's got like that midsummer type vibe,
yeah.
kind of clicking around, and it's just because I think that's also an A24 movie. Someone's pointed out that you're in for some shit when you see the flower crown. It's funny that the flower crown has become synonymous, do 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 do, um,
Menominee.
yeah, do with like scary movies. So I don't know. What do you think? Are you excited for Lamb? Is this something you would put money down to see in the theater, or would you wait for it to show up on a streaming service? Or are you just not interested at all?
I think maybe streaming services. I'm not gonna go on always go into theaters for this.
No, I would definitely catch it though, like on HBO or something if it showed up there.
Yeah. Plus the
Lamb,
subtitle. Damn it.
it is.
Yeah, they were speaking English, unless you saw like an English dub one.
It looked, yeah. The one I saw was dubbed.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So
Mine was subbed.
okay, so they have it apparently both ways. So the trailer I saw was dubbed, and it was like usually when they dub Germans, I think is maybe what it is. It's fairly decent. That's part of the reason I could handle Dark because the dubbing wasn't too bad. Their mouths don't work quite as fast as sometimes when you dub like the Asian films and stuff like that, where they have
Oh
to talk
yeah.
really fast to keep up with the mouse. And so I don't usually mind dubbing on German stuff, and so I didn't think it looked bad with that dubbing.
Oh yeah. I recently watched the movie on Netflix called uh Airplane Blood, Airline Blood, Bloodline Airplane.
The
Something
hell is
about
that?
blood in the plane, you know?
The Bloods.
Yeah, so basically a vampire on an airplane.
what
And
in the, what in the world drove you to watch Airplane Blood?
it was like trending top 10. I'm like, what is this? I love vampires. Let's watch it.
Yeah,
And
and
it was German. And I watched the dub, and the mouth matched pretty good.
yeah.
And they had that one dude from Prison Break,
Which dude?
the buffer dude, not the skinnier dude.
Oh, okay. But he's
Yeah.
is he speak German? I didn't
No,
know
he
that.
spoke English. So yeah, I don't think he was dubbed, but the rest of the people were dubbed.
That's so weird. Weird. Did you like
Yeah.
it? Was it a good movie?
No, no, watch it.
Don't
It's wasting my time.
don't watch Blood on the Plane. Is it like snakes on the plane?
Yeah, it's like she's trying to go from like Germany to the US to get some kind of cure for her being a vampire.
Yeah.
And then there's like prison break trying to hijack the airplanes. And then the only way to defeat the prison breakers is for her to go vampire mode.
Full vampire. So just eating people on the plane.
And then she just started turning people. And like, oh my god, all hell breaks loose.
That's crazy. I never even heard of that movie. Weird. Lamb comes out October 8th in theaters exclusively. So you have to watch that one in the theaters. My last trailer has to do with a sitcom, an animated sitcom for adults only, I believe, on Netflix called Q Force. What did you think of Q Force?
Yo, when you told me to watch, I'm like, what the hell is Q Force? Is it based on something? And then
Uh,
after watching it, like, oh, this is why it's called Q Force.
so Q Force, the Q in this instance stands for queer, and the basic plot seems to be that there's this kind of, I'm assuming he's like FBI or CIA or something. He's some sort of secret agent, and he starts to get up the ranks until they realize he comes out, and they like demote him basically just because he's gay. And he ends up starting his own kind of like squad of agents that are all different.
Yeah, it reminds me of like, if G.I. Joe was happening, like, and that Duke becomes like the top dog, and then he's
Yeah.
like, hey guys, I'm queer, You're like, no, no, you're not anymore.
You're demoted.
Yeah.
It looks kind of funny. I'm not sure. It reminded me because I think we talked about this like many episodes ago. There was another cartoon coming out with like gay superheroes that was,
Oh yeah.
remember? I don't remember what that one was called, but it was a lot of the same types of jokes. And I think it's cool that they're doing this kind of stuff, but I'm not sure that this show is going to be any good. I have no idea.
Representation matters, man.
Well, I'm all for representation, but it sucks when you're underrepresented, and then when you finally do get represented, it just is
Uh,
sucky.
this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I fought for.
Well, I mean, that's the best kind of representation, right? Because we, straight people have really crappy shows too. So join the club, guys.
Yeah. Every like like you said, not every Marvel's a hit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll watch it. At least I'll give the first episode a shot because I have Netflix. Q Force comes out September 2nd, so it's one of the soonest ones. But I don't have a lot of promise for it. It kind of reminded me of that weird Fourth of July movie that with Channing Tatum that sucked balls too.
Yeah, the main character reminds me of the one gay character in Big Mouth. Like
Oh
if
yeah,
like if like he grew up.
it's like the adult version of him.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of him.
Yeah, that's a good call. It's funny because I feel like Big Mouth has better representation. It's not quite as over the top as this. Sometimes, like when they're trying to like do something different, they go for the low hanging fruit and they give you way too easy jokes. And if the trailer is representing what the show is gonna be like, it's all just like really low hanging fruit type jokes.
Yeah, it hits too much of like the, I'm a man and in like military stuff.
Hmm.
And that those jokes are just too like bare.
Yeah, we've all kind of done that, and actually progressed past it. But
Yeah.
whatever, give it a shot. So I think it's time to dip our toes in the news jacuzzi. So my first story is actually kind of interesting. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Disney World has created a new hotel called the Galactic Star Cruiser. Have you seen this?
I did, yes.
It looks awesome. It's like something that I would be really excited about, and I was really excited about until I saw how much it's going to cost.
You go broke.
Yeah. Do you have you heard how much they're charging for this?
No, I heard that it was expensive and I stopped.
Okay, so let's play a game. Let's play The Price is Right. So, do 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 do. Can you try to guess what you think it would cost for a couple, two adults, to stay 2 nights at this Disney World Star Wars Star Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel
600, Bob.
for 2 nights? That would actually be good because that's like a regular hotel price. Yeah, so you're super close, but you're off by 1-0. Six
Damn.
$1,000. Uh, Disney revealed its pricing for its new, highly anticipated Star Wars hotel on Wednesday, and the cost to immerse yourself in a galaxy far, far away for a few days does not come cheap. The Disney World based hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser, is essentially a cruise ship set in space with the pricing to match. The company says it's the most immersive Star Wars story ever created, but to partake, you have to shell out $6,000 for 2 nights. And it goes on to tell you that the price goes way up if you add a kid.
No
I'm like,
kids.
yeah, like heaven forbid you bring a kid to a Disneyland hotel. Like, I'm super confused. I mean, is it because they just keep calling it? I guess it's a cruise ship. Well, that makes a little bit more sense than why it's so expensive because it is an actual cruise ship.
Yeah, because I thought it was more like, like a ship when you're going on a cruise.
Yeah, I was
But
thinking a
this is like,
spaceship.
yeah, this is like a spaceship version of a cruise ship.
Oh, so yeah, you're right. It says despite being on dry land, the pricing is similar to the model of Disney cruise ships. So you don't actually set sail anywhere. It is just a hotel. But they've gone out of their way to make this confusing. So what does $6,000 get you? According to Disney, that price covers an ongoing, immersive, and interactive entertainment where choices are determined by your experience, your meals, excluding alcohol. That's like a cruise ship, and admission to Disney's Hollywood Studios, the home of the Star Wars themed land Galaxy's Edge. Disney notes that rates vary depending on your voyage departure dates, and that means it costs more on the weekend and like bigger like weekends. But I don't know. Would you save up for this?
No, Bob. It's
Yeah,
six man 6,000 bones.
yeah, 6 G's is no joke, right?
Because I'm
I'd
pretty
have
sure.
to win it. This. Go ahead.
Oh, did you ever ride the Nemo ride?
Yes.
I think it's gonna be like that to where it looks like you're out of shape, out of space, and it has like holographic going on.
Yeah, stuff
But
going
then
on.
yeah, but then you're like in one stagnant area.
Well, the little video that they had for it showed there's a lot of cast members. So you're getting like stormtroopers and people dressed up like, Ray and Luke Skywalker and that kind of stuff kind of floating around. But the difference being that in a different ride is you actually get to interact with them. And so, kind of like the Harry Potter world. Remember when we went to Harry Potter land and like there was all these adults in like, these Harry Potter robes?
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
video the video shows of people wearing like these kind of like Jedi robes, these Jedi bathrobe looking things, and rolling around the hotel. And so they're wanting you to costume up. This is like every Star Wars nerd's like wet dream.
They should like supply you with the costumes.
Yeah, for 6 grand.
Yeah, at least give me a robe or something, man.
Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe that's just the bathroom robe looks like a Jedi robe. I don't
Yeah,
know. But that's what they showed in the video. So yeah, the only way that I'm participating in this $6,000 thing, because I would like to do it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go and do this. Yeah, I'd have to win it. This is the kind of thing that I'm sure there'll be all sorts of contests for, and I will be entering them when I see them because that's the only way I could, justify going to it.
I think I'm gonna go to our Patreon and make that as a goal. We're trying to save up for the the
Send
cruise.
send the Audionots to the Star Wars Galactic Cruise.
We'll get you behind the scenes
We'll,
footage.
we'll tell you how much the Jedi bathrobes cost.
Yeah.
So funny. My next story is kind of crazy. Caught me off guard. Do you enjoy Mountain Dew? Are you a Mountain Dew drinker?
Yes, I do. When
Yeah, I
I
like Mountain Dew sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't really drink soda anymore. But when I did, I
Mountain
do.
Dew is where it's at.
I
Because
do the
Mountain,
do.
you did the dude.
Yeah,
Wait, that didn't sound right. You did the do.
I did the do.
Yeah, Mountain Dew it's fine. It's sugary. It's caffeinated. Well, the biggest trend right now is these kind of caffeinated alcoholic drinks. The most famous one is Four Loco. You probably heard of Four Loco.
Yeah,
Well, unshockingly, they have come out with a alcoholic Mountain Dew.
nice.
I'm wondering how many kids are going to get confused and accidentally get hammered. It says here that on Tuesday, the company announced its partnership with PepsiCo. Oh, this is the Boston Beer Company announced its partnership with PepsiCo to deliver hard Mountain Dew with a 5% alcohol. The boozy beverage will come in 3 flavors: original, black cherry, and watermelon. And is expected to hit shelves. Oh, so it doesn't hit shelves until early 2022. The worlds of beer, spirits, wine, and even non-alcoholic beverages are all starting to converge on consumers as they seek new drinking experiences. It says.
Nice. What
Will
do
you
they
try?
call?
Will you try hard Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I will try it for the show.
I'll try just for the hell of it. It's got the most broy cans you've ever seen. Like the original can has like an eagle attacking. The black cherry can has like an angry bear or something. And the watermelon can has like a venomous snake or something. So they're like, it's like Ed Hardy cans. They must have paid someone there to custom design these things. It's
Reminds me,
hilarious.
I think a few weeks ago we saw the Mountain Dew energy drink,
Yes.
and I bought one and tried it. It's actually pretty good.
Was it
And
good?
yeah, and they had the animals on it too.
Oh, okay. So this is definitely going to get some people confused.
Yeah.
Like what's going to happen is you're going to have stores that accidentally sell it to kids because they see Mountain Dew, but it does have the word hard very big. So hopefully, your average grocery store person knows hard equals alcohol,
Do
doesn't
they
mean you're just going to go hard.
do they say do the do hard?
I don't know. I'm curious, yeah, what the commercials will look like. Because Mountain Dew does always have really good commercials. So I am curious to see what their commercials will be like. It's talking about how there are lots of stuff like this now. They said they're comparing it to all the hard seltzers and the twisted teas and those kind of things. So this is, I think, the first time PepsiCo has like dipped their toes in the alcoholic venue.
I think when it comes out, I'm gonna pop one open live on air.
Oh, I like it. Let's each get one and we could try the different flavors.
Yeah, I'll get one, you get one, and we'll taste
Yeah,
test it live.
we'll taste test it live. Guarantees. You're gonna know whether or not Hard Mountain Dew is any good. So if you think Hard Mountain Dew sounds good, let me ask you what you think about this as far as tastes go. Would you? Do you like? Well, let me start. Let me back up 2 steps. Do you like Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
Yes, and if you don't like Kraft macaroni and cheese, you're probably a crazy person because to me, there's a few things you can buy fake brands for, but Kraft macaroni and cheese is not one of them. Uh, to me, I only like if I'm eating mac and cheese, and I don't eat a ton of mac and cheese. My kids do. I would only go Kraft,
Yeah.
bar none. Like it tastes weird if it's made by somebody else for some reason. But would you eat ice cream mac and cheese by Kraft?
Uh, no.
I think the Audionots, maybe they can jump on some of our social medias. I think the Audionots want you to taste test the Kraft ice cream. That's what I think. I think this sounds amazing. So this is out. This is out now. So while we'll
What?
have to wait, we'll have to wait to get our hard Mountain Dew. We can get the Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream now. They've teamed up with Brooklyn-based Van Leeuwen Ice Cream. The ingredients in the ice cream include cream, milk, cane sugar, egg yolks, and Kraft cheese sauce mix. The tubs of the sweet and salty ice cream brought in long lines of guests to the location. They have I guess there's a Van Leeuwen's ice cream shop in New York City, and they sold out in 1 hour.
What?
Yeah, but you can buy it online for a limited time. So I'm gonna pop on afterwards and see if I can score us one. We could split it up and we can each try it. Oh, here we go. They sell it in packs, so I'm gonna have to buy in a pack anyways. Um, you can buy it currently on some website called Goldbelly, and it's $49 for 4 pints. So $10 a pint. That's honestly not that bad for a custom ice cream. Now, what we're gonna do with 4 pints of macaroni ice cream, I don't know. You think it's gonna be good or disgusting? I don't know.
Uh, there's one way to find out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly looks just like orange ice cream, which looks kind of delicious. But uh, people are not. We live in the world of Salt and Straw. For those who don't know, Salt and Straw is from Oregon, even though they do have one, I think, in Universal Studios and Las Vegas now. But they started here, and they are the masters of making weird flavored ice creams. They make a ton of it, so it's not all that shocking to think about trying mac and cheese ice cream.
You top it off with mac and cheese.
I mean, you might as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down to try it. So I'm gonna see. I'll pop on this uh gold belly and see if I can find some. If it still has it. This article's a little old, so hopefully it's not sold out.
Yeah, this is the reason why we wanted to start our Patreon.
So we can buy. See, that's the perfect reason. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do with this little bit of money? We'll use it to buy dumb things to taste. Okay, so oh crap, my next story has decided to be hidden by a ad blocker. So we're gonna look it up one more time. Don't mind me. I'm stalling for time. So, did you hear this? I'm sure you heard this story because you are our resident fish bro. Nobody knows more about fish than you. But did you hear about the big ass goldfish that they're having in all sorts of lakes across the United States?
No, explain. Do tell.
Okay, do tell. So right now, what's happening, and it's been happening all over the United States, is people are dumping their pet goldfish in lakes.
Yeah.
The current news story is happening in Lake Michigan, but it's also happening in Lake Tahoe. And basically, people are throwing their goldfish. And the thing I'm sure you probably know, but most people may not know about goldfish, is they will keep growing as big as their environment allows.
And all they do is eat, dude.
All they do is eat.
Eat. They're bad for the environment.
Yeah, and so fishermen are actually catching these things. And there's a picture. I'm looking at a picture of this lady that caught one, and I swear to you, This goldfish looks like it's about a foot and a half long.
No way.
Yeah, it's like this. She's holding it like it looks bigger than my salmon that I caught this weekend. It's huge. It says that you're well acquainted with goldfish, but these ones are growing to be several pounds and over a foot long. And so they're an invasive species. They're what's
Yeah.
happening is why it's kind of funny that people are catching giant goldfish in lakes. It's killing everything else. And so that's the downside is unfortunately you're losing like the fish that belong there because these guys, just like you mentioned, are killing everything in the environment.
Yeah, they eat everything in the lake and they poop all the time and then just makes it bad for the natives.
Yeah, and it says that it's a real issue that they're because people thought that maybe it was fake because it looks so fake.
Yeah.
It's the most Photoshop looking thing you've ever seen, but it's not. It's one of these things that's actually real. And so, yeah, I guess the lesson to be learned here is please, like, you should know better than to toss your pets. There was a story recently in our neck of the woods, the Pacific Northwest, where somebody dumped like some pythons. They had a python that they didn't want anymore, pet python, and they dumped it up in a Washington State park. And the python gave birth, and people started spotting pythons all over this Northwest park. And when they went to try to catch it, they ended up catching 17 pythons. 17. So yeah, don't do it, people. Don't dump it. You know, that was always when I was a kid growing up, they would always show people they were like alligators. You could get like pet alligators in the early 80s, and people would get too big, so they'd flush them down the toilet. And so the rumor was that there'd be all these alligators in the sewers, and that was always like the scary movies. This is essentially the same thing. So you got ginormous goldfish taking up lakes, you got pythons in parks. It's like literally do not let your pet out into the wild.
Can you imagine that? Like you're fishing out there and all of a sudden you hook something and this giant orange thing comes in and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Do you think you can eat a goldfish? I wonder what a goldfish tastes like, or if you could even consume it if it's bad for you.
You could maybe, but I wouldn't try. I'm not doing it for
Can
the show.
you? All right, guys, we can probably persuade him with enough money to eat a goldfish. You always see the videos of people swallowing goldfish. I'm assuming it may not hurt you, but it probably wouldn't taste good. So I just Googled it. Goldfish are actually edible if we're speaking about technicalities. Fun fact, they used to be a lot more popular in the West as well, but over time they've given up their place for other varieties of fish. But yes, yeah, it says it doesn't taste good, but you can in fact eat a goldfish and it will not hurt you.
Wow. Yeah,
So
I'll have to pass.
no goldfish for you. Yeah, you're lost, my friend. So that's it. That's the last story I had. You have anything else you want to share with the nuts before we wrap this bad boy up?
Oh nah, man, I'm good.
Good. I'm starting to sweat anyways. You can see it coming
Yeah,
through my hat.
I
It's hot.
I turned my AC back on.
Yeah, it's hot. People don't realize. They probably think we're exaggerating. Let me look at my watch. It is currently 102 degrees where I am at right now. And
It's,
that's outside.
it says on my watch 100 and smoky.
Yeah, that's see, I don't have this. Yeah, mine says sunny, so we don't have the smoke over here. But yeah, everybody stay safe. Watch out for the deltas and the fires and everything
Yeah,
else. And we will continue to cleanse your palate of all the bad news with weird stuff like giant goldfish and mac and cheese ice cream.
nice.
So everybody have a good one. We'll see you on the flippity flip. Bye.